Georgia Indy Talk. I am your host, Nick McDaniel, and of course, I'm always joined by my buddy Myron.
Good to see you, folks. Glad you're back.
Well, Myron, let's kind of start with the preface. I teased it on the regular show this week. The big announcement this week is in the near future, we're talking within the next couple of weeks here, the Georgia Indy Talk section will just become the Indy Talk.
Yes. We're going to branch out, folks. We're not leaving Georgia, but we're going to branch out on the internet. We're going to start going to more shows. We're going to talk to more people. We're going to make this a better deal for you.
Yeah, we're going to start, potentially, we're going to start bringing some people on, and we just kind of wanted to branch out. Like, hey, we love Georgia. Georgia's home. And like I said, obviously the shows we'll generally be going to see, obviously, will still be in the state of Georgia, so because they're the close by. But you never know. Might be time to spread out a little bit and see. But definitely start bringing in and start noticing some more things across the country. We just wanted to kind of let everybody know. And that's why you need to be sure you're subscribing to us over on YouTube. That's our new, we made that big announcement as well. Patreon will fade away at the end of this month, which this month is May of 2022, because, with audio stuff lasts forever. So the Indy Talk show will only be available on YouTube at that point, because we don't do an audio podcast now of it, and it was available on Patreon. So Patreon going away means the Indy show will only be available on YouTube. So keep that in mind as well. You can subscribe, turn on your notifications, but of course we are asking now, join on the membership. Some things are going to become early and exclusive behind that paywall, including some matches and things like that. So you definitely want to be a member as well to make sure you're there. And there, look, all the details as far as the memberships go, they're listed. So we're not going to spend a lot of time and tie you up to hear all that, because we want to immediately try to jump into what we saw last week and what we got coming up this week. Friday, the big show, Southern Honor. Look, high stakes, man.
Whoa.
Yeah. Dylan is no longer the matchmaker at Southern Honor Wrestling, and one Brooklyn Creed is in his place.
And Contra took over. Joe Black and Logan Creed with a Contra flag. Brooklyn Creed booking it. They got one last match booked. Dylan booked one last match, Tank and Gunnar Miller in a death match for the next show. But folks, it's a change in direction now.
Yeah. Card subject to change. I do tell people that for next month. So, that's lots of things. And of course, that's how one Cruel is your new Southern Honor champion, is because mid-match, he was added to the match in the main event. The triple threat became a four-way, and now one Cruel is your Southern Honor champion. So,
outside of that, it was a great show.
Yeah.
Super awesome show. I loved it.
Yeah, lots of moving parts, and we're going to go through all of that as as the weeks and stuff continue to come. Make sure you're following those guys. I always say, if you hear us talking about these, we really want to make sure that you're following these guys, and I try to put them in the show notes, their Facebook pages and things like that, so links to follow them, and that's kind of the whole purpose of this indie show, and that's kind of why we're expanding out, is we want you to follow other promotions as well.
Yeah.
And so you can stay in touch and see some good wrestling, like we saw in Monroe on Saturday when we drove down in Southern Fried Championship Wrestling.
Great show on its own.
Yeah.
But this part 2 of the David Ali Farewell Tour, and we got treated to a match of David Ali versus Alan Angels, number 5 from AEW.
Yeah, great match. Lots of good stuff, man. And, while Shindig is, they're heading down and they're paving the road to Shindig along the way, absolutely. Look, the shining moment from Southern Fried, look, it's kind of hard to say because there was so much heat and there were so many hot things. But yes, David Ali had his final match versus Alan Angels 5 of the Dark Order of AEW. They had a great match, and then David got to say farewell as he gets ready to hit the road and head to move to Chicago. And that's kind of why we kind of went. I wanted to go out of my way to make sure we hit both shows this weekend and say bye to David. And look, he's done a lot for Georgia, and and look, promotions have given him all the credit. We go out of our way. Look, when we did Hell Freezes Over, he was one of the first pieces to the puzzle that I was like,
yes,
get him and secure him, and so much so he was essentially involved in 2 segments of Hell Freezes over. And again, that's how much we thought of David Ali, and still do, so I'm excited to see what his future holds. But the future of Southern Fried Championship Wrestling is Shindig, coming up. There's a show in between.
Shindig.
So, yeah, there is one more show to set the table for it, and lots to be setting up for, man.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, there's a good weekend this weekend, Nick. Great weekend planned. All kind of new stuff happening. IWE is running.
Yeah.
And they're going to shoot for 300 people in their venue. Can they fit that many people in that venue, Nick?
They're gonna hit it.
Ooh.
The card's super stacked, man. Tickets available. Get them on their Facebooks. Like I said, the links are usually always, like I said, in the show notes. So make sure you're checking them out. But I'm 100% believe that they can put that in that building, especially with that card they're throwing down. One Allen, 5 Angels will be there wrestling Hammerstone.
Yep.
Joe Black. I mean, you go on it, All Stars, Superstar, Southern Strong Style. Easy for me to say. Our guys, are going to be down there with Hanson against Exotic Youth. Anthony Henry's going to be on that card. I mean, look, it's just a stacked, loaded card. Absolutely. You definitely want to check it out down there in Augusta this week.
We got to see the promoter at Southern Fried.
Yeah, it's all Tim. Good talking to him there at Southern Honor. He was at Southern Honor.
Southern Honor. All the Southerns.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because that's going to segue into, Southern States, thing is starting this weekend as well. The big combine thing they've got going. We're eager
to see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about it. I talked to some kids about it this weekend. Interested to see how this works out. Good luck. Atlanta needs wrestling.
It would be great for, like I said, we were talking to somebody. It was Tim, actually, Timothy Blackman. And we were saying, wouldn't it be great if they were like 10 or 12 like really solid promotions across the state running, so guys could almost essentially have 4 weeks worth of bookings, like moving around and even going a little bit out of state, Alabama, Tennessee. So it kind of can mix and match the cards a little bit, but guys consistently every single weekend they're working somewhere.
And
making
good money.
And making good money. That's why I said that's why they have to draw. Like all of them are drawing and got some good creative going. Absolutely agree with you. So that would be awesome to see. So that's what we got coming up this weekend. And then again, we bring up to you long-term, guys, what we coming up. Georgia Indy Talk will become the Indy Talk section. This was a short one this week because it was kind of a lot of recapping what we saw last week, plus what we've got, coming up this week. And then we'll kind of expand out over the next few weeks and kind of recapping some new stuff as well. So.
And follow the Robrod Report if you want to know where all the indie shows in basically the South are right now. He's doing such a good job covering everything. Yeah, man. Robrod over there, like I said, I'll put his link in the show notes as well over on Facebook. His report, man, I mean, he's Alabama's involved, Tennessee, sometimes Carolina, mostly Georgia. Every week, if you want to know where the shows are, that's where they are. Like, he's going to go out of his way and give you every show he can potentially find. Yes.
And I always tell people, if you're not on the Robrod Report, is the promotion really trying?
No, you're not getting him his info. And here's a man who is putting out free publicity, locations, times, dates, helping you out to get your show over. If you're not sending your shows into Rob, why are you even running?
Right, because I mean, well, here's the thing: Rob goes out of his way to go on social media to find them, so it's not even about sending them to him. Are you even posting? About them? That's the ultimate thing of why I say so. Absolutely, 100%. You should be following him, and if you are a promoter, using him to kind of put his, that way at least he can let people know where your show is, because it's all over social media. So, and we appreciate the guy and all the stuff he does, because it makes it a lot easier for us to even trying to decide where we're going. So I can tell where you're going right now. We're going home, Myron.
Amen.
Because that's all I've got. You got anything else before we get out of here?
I don't got nothing.
Well, what's the old saying, brother? If I've got nothing and you've got nothing, what time is it?
It's time to tap out.